Have you ever noticed that people can change, companies can change, relationship can change, but still the same pattern keeps haunting you? You move from one job to the next. In the first job you had like an abusive boss. You go to the next organization and miracle upon miracle, again there is a boss which is quite abusive to you. It seems as if this abusive boss is following you through different organizations. Or you have a life partner which is not really that nice to you. You stop the relationship, you go for a different relationship, and again you find yourself in a situation which is relatively not that nice. And what most people do is they have the tendency to blame their circumstances. Well, it's this bad person, it's this bad situation, I just don't have any luck, I'm just haunted by whatever is happening to me. But they rarely look inside. They rarely do the deeper analysis, where they see that they are really like repeating a pattern. And where is this pattern born? Well, the pattern is born on a much younger age. It's normally born between the age of 0 to 5, 0 to 7. That's where the majority of our emotional imprint is really stored into our nervous system. That's what I call the imprint. And this emotional imprint sits very deep in our being. It sits so deep that you are not even conscious of it. And it sits at such a deep level that mindset work alone by itself cannot resolve it. Now this deep nervous system imprint, that emotional load that you got because of the relationship that you had between yourself and your caregivers, your parents, that emotional load has the tendency to repeat itself because it wants to resolve itself. The tension in your body wants to go to zero. And how does it try to resolve itself? It resolves itself by seeking out, on a subconscious level, the same situations all over again. I'm going to give you an example. A few years ago, I met a woman who came into a session with me, a few sessions to be clear. And she was really like very desperate. Was a very beautiful woman. But she always ended up with men who were quite abusive. Either they were abusive on a verbal level or also physically abusive. And it's very weird, the way it operated, the way it worked for her was like this. Whenever she was seeking like, or seeing like 10 men, to be clear, imagine you put like 10 men in a row, she would really find this chemistry between this one person. Might be 10 beautiful guys, but this one person was really someone who triggered her. She felt chemistry with this person. And what happened always afterwards, that 3 months later, 3 months into the relationship, that this person turned into an abusive partner. She broke up with that relationship. She found a new partner, only to discover that months later again, also this new partner was abusive verbally or abusive physically. She went to a third partner, the same story all over again. It was as if her body, her nervous system, was on a subconscious level always being attracted to the same types of people. That was the recognition that her original imprint was looking for. Because the original imprint, as we went much deeper into the sessions, was about not being seen, was about not being respected, was about not being loved by her parents in this case. And so this kept on playing all over again in her life. So these patterns keep on repeating themselves. And this can be in any situation. It can be in relationships. It can be in your career. It can be financially. It can be that you're always attracting, as an entrepreneur, you're always attracting business situations which are very difficult, where you always have to create order into the chaos, and they really count on you for creating that order, and you always seem to be attracted to like chaotic environments. So in all of these areas of your life, type of friends you attract, type of relationships you attract, romantic relationship, these patterns keep on repeating. And of course, if these patterns are nice, then there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to change. But if these patterns are detrimental, and these patterns keep on hurting yourself, then it is really important to have a look at it at a much deeper level. Because as long as you don't change the original emotional load, the nervous imprint that you got as a child, the patterns will not change. They will keep on coming into your life, and they will keep on giving you a lot of frustration. Frustration that many people then sort of accept as being part of life. But there is no need to accept this if you know how to change the nervous load. Because the moment you change the nervous load, that's the moment where your life trajectory starts to change. Because in this new situation, your body will start looking subconsciously for new information and for new situations. And I've created, during the last 3 years, I've created a system which is called CorePrint, which has the ability to really map, through an intensive questionnaire, to map these original imprints, these emotional imprints. And the moment we can capture those original imprints, we have the ability to already predict what kind of core patterns will play out into your life. Because as I said before, this nervous system load has the tendency to keep playing out all over again in your life as long as it is not neutralized. So if you want to know more about how to resolve this, if you want to know more how to really create a different life trajectory for yourself, the CorePrint is definitely something you should look into. Because if you want to fly like an eagle, you need to let go of the baggage you're carrying.